That's what he says. Chicago prosecutors have charged Kelly with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. Authorities say 3 of the 4 alleged victims were underage when the suspected crimes happened. Now, Kelly has pleaded not guilty. Sources tell CBS News federal and state authorities in at least 2 states, New York and Illinois, are now investigating a variety of allegations. The singer, as you know, has faced intense scrutiny for more than a decade now. It was reignited in January after the Lifetime docuseries Surviving R. Kelly featured interviews with 7 accusers and former members of his inner circle. They all say that Kelly preys on vulnerable women and young girls. I am surprised that you agreed to do it. Why are you sitting down with us today?
I'm very tired of all of the lies. I've been hearing things and seeing things on the blogs, and I'm just tired.
What are the lies that you're hearing that disturb you most?
Oh my God, all of them. Got little girls trapped in the basement, helicopters over my house, trying to rescue someone that doesn't need rescuing because they're not in my house, handcuffing people, starving people. I have a harem, a coat. I don't even really know what a coat is, but I know I don't have one,
Have you done anything that you regret? Have you done anything wrong?
Lots of things wrong when it comes to women that I apologize, but I apologize in those relationships at the time I was in the relationships.
Have you broken any laws when it comes to women?
Absolutely not.
The 6-part series interviewed 50 people, family members, your former tour manager, numerous women who all claim that you abused them. Yeah. Are you saying everybody in that documentary was not telling the truth about you? Everybody?
If you really look at that documentary, which I'm sure you have,
I have.
Everybody said something bad about me. Nobody said nothing good. They was describing Lucifer. I'm not Lucifer. I'm a man. I make mistakes, but I'm not a devil, and by no means am I a monster.
I'm going to name the names. Andrea Kelly, your ex-wife, Kitty Jones, Lisa Van Allen, Lizette Martinez, Geronda Pace, Faith Rogers, Asante McGee. You're saying everything they said in that documentary about you is not true.
They are lying on me.
Why would these women say the same thing about you? That you are controlling, that you are abusive, that you tell women when to eat, when to go to the bathroom, when they can sleep, where they can dress. Why would all these women tell these different stories about you if they were not true? And they don't know each other. That defies logic to me.
Right. Until you hear the explanation. You can start a rumor on a guy like me or a celebrity just like that. All you have to do is push a button on your phone and say, so-and-so did this to me. R. Kelly did this to me. And if you get any traction from that, if you're able to write a book from that, if you're able to get a reality show, then any girl that I had a relationship in the past that it just didn't work out, she can come and say the same exact thing.
Are you blaming this on social media?
I'm talking about the power of social media.
In 2008, R. Kelly was found not guilty on 14 counts of child pornography after prosecutors in Chicago failed to convince a jury that he was a man seen in a sex tape with a girl as young as 13.
What do you want to say to your fans?
Last month, Kelly was indicted again, this time charged with aggravated criminal sexual abuse of 4 women, including 3 who the charges say were minors at the time. Have you ever had sex with anyone under the age of 17?
No.
Never?
No.
I have to tell you, it's so hard to believe that based on all that we read.
I'm going to tell you something, Gail. There's one thing. I'm going to tell you
what the women
something.
said about you.
What women said about me. So nobody's allowed to be mad at me and be scorned and lie on me.
So they're lying on you. That's your explanation. They're lying on you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You feel that people have maligned your character?
I have been assassinated. I have been buried alive. But I'm alive.
So I think the point you're making is, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you have never held anybody against their will.
I don't need to. Why would I?
Well,
How stupid would it be for R. Kelly, with all I've been through in my way, way past, to hold somebody, let alone 4, 5, 6, 50, you said, Why, how stupid would I be to do that?
I didn't say you
That's
were holding...
stupid, guys.
I didn't...
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense. Don't forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, oh, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle.
Robert,
stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing.
Robert.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave out 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth.
All right, so guys, that's the story breaking right now. R. Kelly broke down it was released earlier today. That came out. Broke down on a live interview saying that everything that he's been accused of is not true. We definitely want to hear you guys take on the issue. Welcome to BOJTV Live. It's Ash Wednesday here in Jamaica. It's the 6th of March. So that's the big news breaking right across the world right now. R. Kelly broke down in a live interview, and for the first time he's hitting out directly and saying all the accusations against him are not true. He spoke to CBS this morning, that TV show, and gave a touching interview. We want to hear what you all got to say. We're going to roll some more of the audio for you.
You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly paused the interview to give Kelly a moment. His publicist helped calm him down.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're going to
This
let
is
the
not
camera keep
true.
going.
This is not, doesn't even make sense. Why would I hold all these women? Their mothers and fathers told me, we're going to destroy your career.
But Kelly's emotions remained raw.
It's real girls out there missing. It's real young girls out there being abducted, being raped, okay? They really are on chains. They really do have chains on their wrists, and they can't get out.
Robert,
and they're ending up buried in deep.
Robert, we have to have a conversation, really. I don't want you just ranting at the camera.
I came here for them to hear me talk.
But
I need help.
What kind of help?
This is the kind of help I need.
Yes, what kind of help?
I need somebody to help me not have a big heart, because my heart is so big. People betray me, and I keep forgiving them.
You sound like you're playing the victim here. You sound like R. Kelly, you do. When I listen to you, it does sound like you're playing the victim
I'm just telling the truth. And the reason I'm emotional,
Robert,
and I apologize for that, is
no,
because this is the first time I was able to say something. Yeah. I've said nothing.
Gail, you remained tough and calm throughout that.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't do any good if we both got hysterical, or if we both got very emotional. And you could see, he felt that in his mind everybody's lying. I said, but there's so many people who are telling the same story. And he kept going back. I said, but the women don't know each other. And he said, how do you know it? They don't know.
Right. So that was R. Kelly earlier on an interview with CBS.
So
right. So the breaking news right now, R. Kelly, breakdown basically is breaking his silence in a real way for the very first time in terms of the allegations against him. We have his ex-wife and his daughter made some comments in an interview sometime back, expressing their views as it relates to the allegations against R. Kelly. We're going to roll a little bit of that for you. But big news right now, R. Kelly breaks his silence on allegations as he broke down on a live interview with CBS. All right, let's get that for you rolling.
my daughter, we're connected to Robert the person. So it is very personal, him being my ex-husband and the father of my children. So it's difficult, but I think that it is needed. It's saving lives, it's changing lives, and we stand in the gap.
Tria, how would you describe, as someone who was married to him for 13 years, was it? How would you describe Robert the person?
Well, in the beginning, Robert the person, he was funny. He had the best mama jokes ever. We started out as friends, and it evolved into a relationship. He was very broken. He shared intimate secrets with me about being abused as a child, dealing with illiteracy. Domestic violence was commonplace in his home. And the thing that drew us was the fact that my grandfather, who was a Baptist preacher, was the first time I ever saw a man put his hands on a woman. He was abusive to my grandmother. So fast forward, Robert and I are in an abusive relationship. It's not foreign to me. It's what I know. It's what I grew up in. It's what he grew up in. So being able to see the person, Robert, the broken part of him, and then there's this persona who portrays this confident, in control man, which is total opposite of what he is.
How do you feel, though, about the sheer magnitude of allegations, particularly involving very young girls in some cases, which have now bedeviled him? I know he's not been convicted of any criminal offence as yet, although it would appear that that may be coming sooner rather than later in terms of at least criminal charges. But how do you portray him in a very sympathetic light there, almost willingness to feel sorry for him in a way for the abuse he suffered or whatever.
Yeah.
But he seems to have perpetrated, I mean, there's so many allegations now. He seems to have perpetrated so much misery onto so many young women and young girls. How do you feel about that, and can you defend any of that?
Well, first, I'd like to say there's a difference between portraying sympathy, which I do not portray. I portray understanding because I know him in such a way because I was married to him. I'm a firm believer that just because you grew up in a household where abuse was prevalent and you were abused, it does not give you a free pass to be an abuser. So I want to make that very clear. It's devastating and it's hard because I wear two hats. I sit here as not only a survivor, but also the mother of his children. So it's very difficult for me, but I also know my position, and I know that coming forward brings validity to these young women and young girls' stories. And being a mother, I could not say anything after 10 years of my life going by and thinking I've made it out of the storm, and then here come more allegations, and they ring true to my life. And me and these women, we don't know each other. So how could we have the same stories about the same man and not know each other? So again, my story is coming from that of understanding because I know his background, but it also comes from standing as a survivor and an advocate.
And let me...
All right, so there you go. That was R. Kelly's ex-wife and mother of his children, and also his daughter in an interview expressing, how they feel about the allegations being made about R. Kelly. So breaking news at this point, R. Kelly cries in new interview with Gayle King of CBS. We want to hear what you're saying, but this is the first time that R. Kelly has come out in such an emotional way about allegations against him. So we all will watch to see what happens with this case with respect to R. Kelly as we move forward. This is BOJTV live at this moment. Do remember to subscribe and hit the notification button so that you can be notified when we go live again.